Okay, today's lecture is going to be on the functional movement screen, which is also known as FMS, as well as some additional assessments that you can look at your client's posture. So we'll start with some posture screens. We'll start with the one that we know best and the one that we're going to be doing in lab, which is the Alinabod. And these are 3 photos that show you the photos that you will be taking to utilize the Alinabod. And so as you can see, there's kind of 3 different types of photos. You're going to take one that looks at the back of the person, you're going to take one that looks at the front of the person, and then you're also going to be taking someone from the sagittal plane. And when you do this, and we're going to go over the step-by-steps in just a moment, but you want to make sure that you set it up so that you get a nice photo so that when you go to analyze that and actually draw some lines, you're going to be able to do so in a way that's helpful for you. So really, we're going to be using a ruler and a pencil, because what you do is you take the photos and then you print them out. And then you're going to be looking at different bony landmarks on that person. You're going to look at kind of the skeletal geometry of the person, look at any asymmetries, make some comments and observations. And again, I'll go through that step by step in just a moment. But here's a question, what if you graduate and you want to do a postural screen, but you realize you don't have an Alinabod? I provided you with a link here that you can do a similar process to look at someone's posture if you don't have access to something like the Alinabod. So make sure to click on that link and save that for future access. So how do you actually analyze posture? So like I said, you're gonna need to make sure that you have the equipment. So ruler, camera, printer, and a Alinabod or like product. Once you take the photos, you're going to draw a line through their line of gravity, which is LOG, and you're going to do that laterally, anteriorly, and then posteriorly. So you begin at the ear and you draw the vertical line down. I'll show you a photo of that in just one moment. Okay, and again, that's going to go through your center of gravity, and that's where you're going to look at how does that line kind of divide the body and each joint structure. So you can see, is there an anterior pelvic tilt, or do they have any kind of kyphosis? Is there a forward head tilt? Things like that to look for. You're also going to be drawing some horizontal lines. So in addition to that kind of line down the center of the person, again, from that sagittal view, you're going to draw some horizontal lines. And those lines are going to be at the shoulders, at the hips, at the elbows, at the hands, and then the patella. Okay, and again, what's most important is to try to find those bony landmarks and to draw the line through them. Really important that you take good photos here, or else you're not going to be able to do a good assessment of their posture. So here's an example, right? You have a line that's anterior, just anterior to that lateral malleolus that runs up along the person's sagittal line through the ear. So, and then you can kind of again see those horizontal lines, shoulders. You have that other line, second line should be right at the elbows, the hands, and the knees. So what are the steps for analysis? First thing is you want to look for differences in the height of the bony landmarks. So for instance, if you draw a line in front of the patella and you see that that line is going this way or this way and it's not completely horizontal, what that tells you is that there's a little bit of deviation. Okay. You want to look for distances between the arms. So as you have someone stand there and you see a distance between that elbow and the side, look for differences between the left side and the right side. You want to see if the arms are rotating forward or backwards. Usually people have a forward rotated arm because they do this and they have a really tight chest. Okay. You want to look for knee valgus or varus, as well as a forward head tilt, and that's something you can see in that sagittal plane. There are some other things that you can do to observe someone's posture. So in lab, we're going to be doing an Alinabod, so you really understand that. But you also are going to be kind of doing a walking/running observation of their posture. And so here are some photos that you can see of someone running, and you can see from the front and then the side some things to look for. Right? And one of the best ways to observe someone's posture while running or walking is to use your technology, right? So if you think about what technology do you have access to that will help this process? If some of you are thinking, I can use my phone, the answer is right, but I want you to take it to the next step. You can actually film them and then actually film them in slow-mo or slow motion so that as you play it, you can really see any sort of these deviations. So for instance, if you look at this person running, you can see on the top, all 3 top photos are deviations in the run. So you can see this person kind of abducting their foot, okay, and that could mean a number of things. It could be that they have weak or tight hip flexors, weak or tight glutes, Okay, if in the middle photo, you can kind of see this kind of forward hinge at the hips. That happens a lot with runners as they get tired. It could be that they're too weak in their core, that they need to strengthen their back. It could be a number of things. And then the picture on the right, again, it's kind of too far forward hinged. The knees really driving up compared to the bottom right photo where you can kind of see this person who has really nice neutral alignment in their posture as they're running. So let's pause here. The next video is going to be on different postural abnormalities.